Everybody, welcome. X's and Knowles, presented by Knowles 24/7. It's myself, it's Kevin Little, Adam Brown, hardest working man in showbiz, taking a break. Don't blame him. It's been a long, trying season for everybody. Happy Halloween. And as in the holiday tradition, we're going to show you something real spooky. And that's the film analysis of a Florida State loss, the scariest thing you'll see today. It's a slasher film of the worst kind. Florida State goes down to their rivals down south. They lose by multiple scores. The game wasn't really close. The offense was egregious. The defense was okay. We'll kind of see what went down. My thoughts on the game haven't really changed since the instant reaction on Saturday night. Kev, what do you think? You have really picked up just a nice Miami vitriol, a nice hate in your heart for that team down south, which makes me feel great. I love watching your metamorphosis on this. How are you doing after the game, man? I knew you were particularly not happy.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of Miami fans that were probably getting some serious schadenfreude from watching that and maybe going back and rewatching some Twitter caps that they made of my preseason rant.
Ruben Bain.
I'm enjoying living rent free in their Miami heads, but this game was disappointing, but it wasn't a surprise. And I don't know if there's a ton to say that the film doesn't say itself.
We'll see. I'm interested to see. Obviously, on the defensive effort, it seemed like Adam Fuller decided to pick his poison. Limited Cam Ward to pretty pedestrian numbers, to be honest with you. No touchdowns through the air, no touchdowns on the ground. He caught one, which, okay. But you got carved up in the run game quite a bit. And then on offense, it was all poison. It all sucked. So I guess we'll see if this was has it been execution as in the past with all the injuries? Is it really you're just totally limited by personnel, or are we just not going to be impressed by what we were throwing out there from a schematic and game plan standpoint? I don't know. We'll be disappointed somehow. Thank you for stepping with us. Let's have a little group therapy. It's time for catharsis. Spooky season. Kev, roll the spooky film.
Yeah, I think that is something to talk about. The defensive line got a particularly large amount of hate after this game, and I do really want to reevaluate how much of that is them, how much of that is scheme, because it's all interrelated, right? They're just four guys. They can't stop an entire run game unless they're just elite,
Yeah, and especially with the way Miami runs it, they double team the interior over and over and over again. So that means everybody else has got to step up. And to my eye, Darrell Jackson seemed like he had a good game. But what do we got going on here? And we're watching the condensed film this time. So if there's some stuff missing, sorry, this is the version we got.
Yeah, we're doing condensed. We're trying to get to it. Going to get to the big moments. I don't think anybody wants to harbor too much on this. FSU's in a kind of box match coverage here. Just a nice little play design from Miami to kind of have, they do this screen action to drag this guy down fast because they've seen, he's going to bite hard on a screen. He's the flat guy anyways, so like this isn't, but it does get him out of the way for this easy completion, and it really buys separation from this inside linebacker.
Mm-hmm. And it seemed like this first drive particularly, I was really worried, Kev, because Miami knew what kind of coverages they were going to get, and they were really exploiting FSU in that quick, short passing game. I'm kind of surprised that they turned away from it like as quickly as they did. I think that there was a lot there for them, but I'm happy they did. Thank you, Mario.
Yeah, they did, and I think FSU did ratchet up the pressure a little bit. You can see even early on they're in another kind of cover 4 here. So, the weakness of cover 4 is these little underneath throws, and he's got a good enough arm and quick enough release to get it out there before he can kind of. I mean, look at this throw. This is why scouts might be excited about Cam Ward. He doesn't move his feet. He just kind of whips it out there. It's an easy completion.
Too quick, right? Really hard to defend. And I think Cypress has had a pretty good year this year. For some reason, a lot of teams have been testing him. They don't want to go Azariah Thomas's way. This is the stuff that was just killer. But
yeah, so this is the conversation, right? Miami ran the ball basically at will at you. All right, so we got a double team up here. This in-man line of scrimmage isn't blocked. Where's this guy? Okay, I guess he is blocked. You got a one-on-one with the linebacker.
Farmer's kind of taking himself out of the play, or I mean, that's got to be the gap that he.
Right. Yeah, someone's.
What is it? Is it play side A gap is getting because of the double team? The double team, the front side tackle is getting washed. What's going on here? Who should be there?
Yeah, so I mean, if we're thinking gaps, we've got this gap covered, this gap covered, this gap, this gap, this gap. We have all the gaps covered, except for this backside A gap. There's
you can
no
see
one
how he's turned, right? How the that's the center of the guard. I'm not sure has Daryl Jackson turned away from the play. Like that's tough.
Oh yeah, this double team completely eats up Daryl Jackson. So if you're looking for technically FSU's outgapped here. Technically, there's enough blockers in this picture for FSU's guys, but what you don't want is Daryl Jackson completely eaten up by that double team like that.
Yeah, got to get better extension, anchor, just blown out, and then Shaheem Brown overruns the tackle.
Well, yeah, Shaheem Brown, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't feel right that he would be responsible for this backside A gap. So that makes me think that this guy got turned out from the gap he was supposed to be in. Crier.
Makes sense. Tough,
so
man.
It's one of those things where Miami blocked you hat on a hat. You had a hat on a hat. You were keeping two safeties kind of back to kind of protect yourself from the pass game, and none of your guys won.
Rinse and repeat. Good tackle by Kirkland. Touchdown save and tackle. Of course, I mean, third down conversion. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of these on the condensed game.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm just to play this back one more time. Oh, this is the play before. In an ideal world, Juice Crier makes strong enough contact here to buy time for the safety to get here, and he just doesn't.
No,
Daryl Jackson doesn't get turned out like that. So it's really kind of two guys.
Yeah, so to me, it's not like some crazy scheme where you were in a bad look from a defensive perspective or you played the wrong assignment. It's like just kind of got your ass kicked to your guys. So there you go. That's all.
You're betting that your defensive line would win enough to give the safeties time to come down.
So better there from the defensive line, but another quick throw. Looks like Cypress stumbles a little bit.
Yeah.
So what do you see there, man? Little quick throw. Looks like a stumble from Cypress, right?
Yeah, I think this is kind of more man coverage here. He's locked on. And yeah, he stumbles. The quick release. Like ideally he doesn't stumble and you can kind of limit this to a 2nd and 7, 8, That should have been a win for FSU.
Definitely simple, effective game plan for Miami, but it looks like knowing exactly what they would get. I will say to your in Fuller's defense, which I know a lot of people don't want that, there was a change in methodology in the next drill. Like immediately they switched and got way more aggressive, and I think the film's going to show that.
Yeah, you can see even halfway through this drive, they're looking to kind of, get into the backfield. He does a really good job of. I don't actually know how he sees this.
Probably because he knows. I mean, if you're looking for a blitz, dude, we love that. We love that boundary corner blitz, right?
Yeah. So that is a pretty frequent blitz, but he's looking at the safety for an RPO here, and he sees this backside blitz. Both of them see it. So this is probably a side adjustment for both him and the receiver to just get this ball out there.
You think the route was more of like an in-breaking route?
Yeah, it was probably going to be an RPO glance.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to work some sort of glance like we've seen FSU run over and over, where if this guy comes in, but he probably sees him going over the top and assumes he's coming in.
Kev, I'll be honest with you, man. Like heady receiver play, good communication with the quarterback. I'm not used to seeing this type of stuff, my man.
Yeah, I mean, this is they have a good chemistry here, and this is, this is new for Miami. You haven't really seen them do this much, so hats off. First drive, you say.
God, that was an easy drive, though.
Yeah, it was.
We get a little bit more stout, but yeah, that was not fun watching that one from the old living room. Yeah, Daryl Jackson's turned completely around. That's sick.
That's Josh Farmer. Nope, Gerald
Yeah, he
Jackson's on the
tries to hit
right.
him with the old spinning back fist there as he walks into the end zone.
Yeah, he gets blocked down. He doesn't stand his ground there. Or he stands it all right. But then I think Juice Cryer's probably supposed to be in this gap.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, he gets washed out again, just like he did on that previous run play. I'll be interested to see how the defensive line recovers from this first series because that game plan of doubling and pushing him out of the hole, man. That middle of the line was open for business.
Yeah, you got to fight better on a double team.
Anchor.
But then again, like the linebackers gotta fill the gap behind you. You know.
True. All right, so let's see. What did you see Florida State trying to do here on these first couple drives with Brock Glenn at quarterback, other than catching another horrendous snap, which is great for 2nd and 15, exactly what your team needs.
I thought they did a better job running the football. You can see here they've got a little tight front that's works really well with this kind of counter game.
Good pull by Rizzy. Was that Rizzy on the pull? That looked
It
pretty
is
good.
Rizzy on the pull.
Yeah, looked pretty good, man.
It does. That's it. I mean, this is probably one of the better blocked runs all season.
Absolutely.
Get Toafili's second level where he can be kind of dangerous. All right, that's the only play we get.
I'll give you a little bit of a peek at how Florida State's offense operated.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of Miami's offense in this condensed game. We might get to see some of young Luke Kromenhoek in a minute.
Yeah, let's see. So Blake is coming in hot and heavy on the outside.
Yeah, he's supposed to be chasing this guy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think he kind of remembers at the last second.
Yeah, so this is kind of what's interesting here is this is kind of on the safety. Well, and it's not really his fault, right? So FSU's very wary about the pass. Like they're worried about Cam Ward. They do not want to be beat over the top because after the first drive, look what they're having to do with their corners, right?
Yep.
You don't want to leave him completely on an island. So this guy's got to be back. But the problem is, since he's back, well, now there's no one to fill this gap, right? You got a hat for a hat. You need someone for the running back, and that's this guy. They actually do a decent job holding up here.
Good fight, but yeah, good fight by Sione, good fight by Daniel Lyon. Like
you'd like to see Omar Graham do a better job. He kind of gets washed here.
I got to give props to Miami's offensive line. They get to the second level well, and they really engage those blocks, and they stay on them.
Yeah, they do. But, I mean, if he's more physical here, like this isn't on the defensive line. Sione Lelehea does a good job here, kind of forcing a bounce. But because he's able to climb the linebacker and the linebacker doesn't collision here, he can kind of weasel his way through a hole.
Yeah. Yeah, got to deliver the hit on that, especially when you're going up small guy against big guy, right? You got to be violent with it. Florida State's linebackers, not violent, not consistently anyway. That looks, it did look better for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just squeaks through. Like it looks like the line holds up okay. 3rd and 1, you know what's coming. It looks like they kind of get a stalemate.
Yeah, the line is here. The line's doing fine. Both of these guys do a good job of climbing, getting to their guys. Well, actually, what ends up happening is he kind of runs himself out of the play.
Yeah.
Cam Riley isn't there. Which, to be fair, it could totally be that he's got the B gap here, right? This could be his gap, which means that, they need to do a better job collapsing this. Yeah, it looks like 5. It looks like Josh Farmer's kind of bullied out of the way here. He loses this battle to this guard.
Yeah.
See him already kind of collapsing.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because you had the semblance for success. Like you had the look, you had the people. Just got to execute. All right.
Yeah, Miami's just done a good job of getting a hat on a hat and winning each one of those.
Well, the thing is, too, they're in 3rd and 1 against this defense. Like they're really doing a good job staying ahead of the chains. I think Florida State starts to get more negatives as the game goes on, but at the beginning of this game, Miami was staying on track. Very easy, makeable 3rd downs. Of course, they mix that in with converting the stupid, silly like 3rd and 20s as well, because got to give you guys variety at home, Florida State fans.
And the thing is, I mean, this is why. So none of your guys are winning, but none of them are necessarily losing. It's not like you're getting blown off the ball here.
Mm-hmm.
But what's happening is now that you've got to press these corners, these safeties are going to be back, right? Like you can't just give up free touchdowns. And maybe you can trust your guys in tight man coverage, but it seems like they would rather you run for 5-6 yards of play and let that safety make a tackle down the field.
Yeah, that's an active example of the choice that they made in this game.
Right. You have a hat for a hat here. If Miami blocks you one-on-one all the way across the line of scrimmage, they're going to be successful in this run play. You're saying I trust my defensive line to win one-on-ones more than I trust my corners to win one-on-ones, is what you're saying. Or that it matters less if my defensive line wins or loses.
Right. 2nd and 11. So you did something on 1st down.
Yeah, really proud of the guys.
Ah, there we go. There's that aggression we were talking about, right, brother?
Yeah, a little delayed blitz. Look at a difference a drive makes. Your corners all do a good job of kind of getting the passes off rhythm. They get a hand on them across the line of scrimmage, and you have this nice little stunt. And just like any college line, there's a miscommunication here.
Absolutely. I feel what? Props to Byron Turner, 54 at the bottom of the screen, getting some good burst off the edge, like kind of just getting wide on there. And then who's that? Omar Graham on the sack?
Yeah, Omar Graham shooting the gap, does a good job, sees grass, attacks it. I think there was a lot of focus put on the ends, but look, I mean, Lola Hayes and man coverage. I think a lot of times they were trying to contain Cam Ward and keep him in this pocket.
Sure. Try to limit the improv and do Daryl Jackson getting to the outside quick on that, dude. That's nice.
Yeah, that's a big dude. Yeah, Daryl Jackson kind of wins that rep too.
Yeah, that's a great win, but by that from a unit on that defensive line where you wouldn't really expect a lot of wins and like pressures created, right? You got Grady Kelly, Turner, Jackson, and Lolohea, and well done.
Yeah, we can see it better here. Jackson kind of pulls the attention all the way over here.
It's a great rip, man. Got right across that kid's face.
I don't know what 50's doing. I think he's probably not sure who's blitzing and just kind of
that's tough for the film room. That's tough. I know that rep. We've seen that rep a lot from our guys.
So Florida State here's running the double mug meta if you're playing college football. 25.
They who did they see? Is this the one that like Georgia did to like Texas and it made its rounds over Twitter and they stemmed right before it and people were losing their minds?
Oh no, I'm not sure. I know that almost every team we've played has done it against us, so we're just kind of giving it in return. You're plugging these gaps. You're saying we're going to bring one more than you can block, and you're also saying, I mean, there's a chance that this guy drops. So if you want to throw a quick slant, there's a chance we can pick six this, right?
Could be beating your ass,
right? In this case, they weren't. They brought the house. There's one more guy than they can block. They end up blocking neither one of them.
No, dude. Marvin Jones and Jabril Rawls had a nice practice today too. I kind of like the delay on the blitz from Omar. I don't know if that's technique, Kev. He kind of waits before he blitz to maybe like play games or something to think if he's going to drop or not. I like that. It was good. It's well coordinated.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is. I think he's probably spying. He's probably keeping an eye on Cam Ward in case he escapes.
Yeah. Oh, nice that was Edwin Joseph. My bad. Edwin Joseph on the blitz. hey, look, Florida State.
All right. Finally, a well-run triple option. So you're kind of in this weird unbalanced set where you have, 4 guys on one side. He's not eligible here, but you force a guy out here just for a screen.
Mm-hmm.
This really lightens up the box for the run game inside. But I guess maybe this isn't a true triple option.
I think it's just he's just going screen, right?
Yeah, because it's not like they have great numbers out here, but I mean, you have 1-on-1. If you can make that block, it's this guy versus this guy in space,
No, it's just a well executed screen. Hakeem totally whiffs on his block, does not get another block later. That's whatever. Good thing.
Yeah,
Who's
what
the
is
guy on the
Hakeem doing?
Yeah, just nothing.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of nothing. Good job by Ja'Kai Douglas, dude. I mean, just staying in front of his guy. That's all you need from Malik Benson, who catches the ball.
Yep. You need to just slow him down. You need to make it
God,
hard.
it's amazing how weak, and that wasn't like great effort from perimeter blocking from the receivers, but even that is enough, and we haven't seen that at all. Here's another screen to
Hakeem does a better job here.
Yeah, absolutely. Engage, get physical.
And that's what you need, right? I mean, this is a long throw for Brooklyn, and I don't think he's necessarily got the best arm to get it out there, but it's good enough, and you force a safety to come and make a tackle.
Good job by Landon Thomas, man. Nice positioning, good aggression. That's well run. You need more of that. That should not have been so rare. Obviously, that's all we got.
Hey, we're just seeing the positives.
Oh, I know. They were running the wide receiver screens better, but it is tough, man. That offensive line was busted up, but Miami's defense, in a normal year when we weren't so terrible on offense, they really have been ripe for the picking, right?
Miami's defense. Oh yeah,
This year.
Their defense is definitely the weak point. I think they hover around 40 something, best defense in the country. So there was a chance to do something there.
What's going on with 31? He in the right spot?
Yeah, I'm not convinced that he is, because I mean, you've got 6 blockers, you got 6 defenders, right? So again, this goes back to a hat on a hat at its simplest level. They're running what's called duo. So you get these double teams across the line of scrimmage. He blocks 1-on-1. He's going to block 1-on-1. And that means that there's gaps here, 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 and then they can bounce outside. So there's 3 interior gaps and 2 linemen or 2 linebackers. Oh, I guess this isn't really. It is. Okay. So 3 interior gaps, 2 linebackers. He's going to come up, see where these guys go, and then go into whichever one is free. That's how duo works. To stop it, you either need an extra man or you need to be able to break these double teams. It's a nice little run play. I think generally it makes sense to kind of stuff up those interior gaps.
Right. Yeah. Well, it looks like the natural inclination from 31 is to peek outside first. And we'd rather, I guess, maybe based on how the game's flowing, I mean, peek inside. But I don't know. Like you said, they're making you make a tough choice and you just don't have enough guys right now, right? Without the double teams being broke.
Yeah. And you've got this puller. And if he makes them bounce, right? So usually how FSU plays a puller is they hit the inside shoulder and they make the running back bounce outside. So he might be thinking that he's seeing like a true counter here.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why he's coming outside, because he's expecting that bounce. But he kind of just, I don't know, he doesn't really do anything.
No, just kind of hopping around. And then it's with Florida State respecting the pass game. I don't know.
Yeah, you're just I mean, they're just really opening up your defensive line with these double teams.
Is Kirkland a little too slow to react, bad angle, or he's just too far away to make an impact on this play?
It's kind of interesting. I would think that you would want this guy coming out to meet this puller. You'd want this guy hitting this A gap and this guy kind of coming back to this B gap.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like the most reasonable gap for him to fill. He is a little bit slow getting there, but also I have a feeling that Cam Riley's peeking his head in here a little bit too much, and maybe he should be filling this gap instead. he kind of gets sucked into no man's land.
He's been inconsistent in that run fit game anyway all year. It's just more of the same. I don't know. Good scheme and
Right. I think he's trying to read him here, and he's deciding it's basically the old Oklahoma drill, right? He can either go this way or he can go this way, and he kind of guesses wrong. And
knifed. Just
yeah,
another.
the Miami running back kind of gives a little hop step and go to kind of get Cam Riley to bite. So I don't know.
Yeah, and a lot's been made about Cam Ward, which it should with the improv stuff, but really good line, really good running backs, man. They got a good scheme.
Yeah, much better job here. Oh.
See,
this is what I'm talking about, like mucking up these double teams to kind of give time for people to get there. They did a better job here. He just kind of squirted through. But still, gain of 3.
we'll take it.
So that's what you
Happily.
want to see in your defensive line. You want to see them muck up those double teams a little bit better. Buy other people time. All right.
There you go. DeMarco Ward gets out there.
Like to see him trust that he's got inside help and really make that tackle.
Yeah.
Just get out there a little bit more aggressively. You see the ball out.
It's like you said, the kid processed it the right way. He knows what he's seeing. He does it, but there's a little bit of hesitation. Like you said, you just got to trust your help. But still, good play from a young linebacker. You like what
He
you
got
see
out there, limiting it,
No, and you're still, dude. If you would have told me the first quarter was going to end 7-0, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the defense is doing pretty good here.
Oh, really good job by, I assume, Daniel Lyons. Here at the top of the screen, got good extension on his one-on-one. He's able to win this one-on-one, and that's what limits his run.
Oh, that is a nice wrap. Absolutely.
So we've been talking about FSU's just not been winning those one-on-ones, and that means that their number deficiency in the box is killing them, right? But that they're probably
talk about killing them. This sucks, man. The hell happens? This one murdered me, dude. This one felt like a true. All right, you just lost. It's only the first quarter, but it's like, all right, dude, you just lost the game, right? This felt like a backbreaking play.
Yeah, so I think you got some sort of split field thing going on here.
Do you like how they're lined up, knowing the situation is 3rd and 20? First off, do you like what you see here just from that first still of the screen?
Okay, so you're kind of doing something similar. I think you're actually trying to do exactly what you were trying to do earlier, where you kind of bring everybody up on the line of scrimmage. The problem is that now they've spread you out, and so you only have 5 guys here. Like normally they'd have a running back or a tight end, and that would bring an extra guy here, and you would have kind of like this look where who's blitzing, who's not. They kind of simplified your look by going empty, which, hats off to them. Mike Norvell has done that in the past. Going empty really forces the defense to kind of show their hand, right? Like, this guy's not blitzing, period,
Yep.
Or at least it wouldn't make sense for him to, so these guys can basically man block here. And if this guy comes, that's on the quarterback, right? That's his guy.
Yep. Hot read.
That's the definition of a hot read, right? Like, this is my guy. If he blitz, I'm going to replace him.
Which with 3rd and 20, man, like, would that kill you so much to make the quarterback release like a 5-yard like in breaking route? As long as you can tackle it within 15 yards.
If you do that, then I mean you have 1-on-1, so you miss one tackle and it's a touchdown.
Okay.
It seems like a broken coverage up here. I think they're banjoing these 2 guys. I think they're switching these guys. And I think there's a miscommunication.
Yeah, there has, because it's
a split field coverage, right? So everybody on this side of the ball has the guys on this side of the ball, right? So I've got a 4/3 on this side of the ball and a 2/2 on this side of the ball. So my only option is that one guy, like, we have to have man coverage here. You cannot have a 2-person zone.
When this happens, who is it on? Like, to communicate, because you could see AZ just backtracking, and then of course that's horrible tackling for him. But like, who do you? Is it on? I guess it's just on both of them if it's a communication issue, right?
Yeah, it's hard to know, right? It's hard to know what their call is, but my guess is he was expecting this guy to come out on some kind, and like he was expecting a switch here,
Sure.
and he kept expecting it until like I don't know why he's still expecting it at this point. It should be like first few steps switch. If not, take your guy.
Well, he's just looking, and you can't tell because of that awesome ACC Digital Network logo. He's got his eyes on that inside receiver the whole time, right? He's not looking at the dude in front of him.
Right, and there's no
Like,
reason to double team this guy.
no, not on 3rd and 20. I'd say so.
Yeah, so they just completely abandoned this guy. And I don't think that was a call. I think this is a misassignment by probably AZ.
Oh, that's brutal, dude. And then just awful tackling for him. It was like, just push him to the sideline, right? Like, don't fall for the inside move. Push him to the sideline.
Yep. I don't know if I love having like a spy here on 3rd and 20. I don't know. It feels like you should either blitz him or not.
Well, like Cam Ward's, it's not so much like his legs, like his straight, like it's not like a Kyron Drone situation. His strength is his improv ability, and the
Aren't they
legs play into
cousins or
that.
something? Half brothers?
Yeah, I think so. I just did that by accident. I think they are related, but it's his game is different than his. Like it's Cam Ward's ability to improv. I don't get the spy on 3rd 20, like you said.
Yes, he's more Caleb Williams than Kyron Drones.
Yes, very much so. And then you pay for it later on this drive.
All right.
Yes.
A couple things. You need this guy to make this tackle. You need him not to get washed. All right, so he actually gets penetration here. He misses the tackle at the point of attack. They do a decent job of holding, but he gets pushed back. And then Cam Riley's not really giving you much in this run game here.
No, not at all. You gotta that's on the juicer, dude. You gotta make that play. You saw the alley. You did so many good things. Just finish the play.
Yep. He's got to get there. And that's kind of going to be his limitation. He's got a good football IQ. He's getting there. You're trying to stop this run again with these two safeties back, trying to keep this guy from beating you, right? Because you know he's going to beat you if you let him. So they haven't really beat people with just the run game. The run game's been good, but Cam Ward's beaten people. I gotta watch Omar Graham here. What's going on? Yeah,
that's not good either. Your linebackers.
Yeah, you want him to come up and kind of make this collision, make life easier for these secondary players to get down there. It's just, it's something we've seen all year where the first level's not winning, the second level's not being aggressive enough to kind of stop to kind of collision these offensive linemen, and then the third level is playing back.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know if it's a passivity from not like trusting the play in front of you or just being too scared to make a mistake.
What's funny is now they're actually going to bring a safety. That now they're going to have numbers in the box
because they know what's coming, right?
Well, yeah, and you've just been run on so much, right? They're adjusting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're worried about Cam Ward. Now the run game showed that it could beat you too, so you're going to bring an extra safety in the box.
And then you just get that's tough. Because that's the adjustment you were talking about when they're running that scheme, right? You need somebody else if you're not winning the double teams. It's just you had your one of your captains of the defense right there, and just
on this drive, you saw AZ probably mess something up that gave them a 3rd and 20, and you saw Shaheem Brown miss a tackle that gave him a touchdown.
It's just Miami's not doing anything exotic. They're running the same run blocking scheme over and over at you and daring you to execute, and you're just not.
Yeah, they're essentially just beating you man on man up front.
Yeah, this
period.
They didn't bring out anything in their bag of tricks other than the Cam Ward touchdown catch, which I'm sure will be on this. They just lined up and stomped your ass.
And here's the thing that I do want to say, like the the defensive line is getting double teamed. Like it's
nothing you can really do about that.
Miami's taking them out of the game purposefully, right? They're saying, "Hey, linebackers, hey, safeties, it's your job to make this play," and they weren't.
In the same way that Florida State made the choice to try to take Cam Ward out of the game as much as possible, Miami's offensive coordinator did the same thing with our defensive tackles. And here's Luke in the game. Nice legs.
Luke in the game. We're on 3rd and 10. Does a good job breaking out.
Good cut. Good cut, big man. Nice eye black pattern. We like that.
I mean, what excites you about him is he's a ball player, right? He's athletic. He has a feel for the game.
Oh, this is just okay.
Yeah, you have something here, and they go back to it. This play's there.
Just he gets stepped on, right? Was it from one of the guys that got blown up on the interior of the offensive line? Had a rough one.
They do, but I mean, he still gets the toss out here. That should be caught all day. And then I think this is Brian Courtney.
Olay, dude, they did have it drawn up.
I mean, this is potentially a really big play.
I like it too, man. Instead of just bashing your head up against the wall on 3rd and 2 and pretending that you're a power running team, I like that call. It's a good look. Just make the toss, make the block, brother. 4th and 1. This is so stupid.
The longest rushing play of the season for the Florida State Seminoles.
Dude, good job by Rob. Who's that? 52? Is that Bob Scott holding this guy up? Nice, dude. This is so stupid. Let's break it down like it's a real play.
Yeah, I don't even know. Miami just kind of gives up because they figure someone's tackled him.
No, not today, brother. Sam Singleton running down the field with his quarterback. Just how you draw it up. Ugly as sin, effective. This was cool, though. Little quarterback boot.
Yeah, really good decision to take off. You know, a very similar look. You got this little trips bunch. You just ran a toss out of it. Now you're kind of doing a fake stretch the other way. You get a linebacker to commit. So you've got two guys over here doing nothing. Miami does a good job picking this up. You actually might have a touchdown back here.
You could. I still think I'm okay with the decision.
But yeah, too. I mean, you should have a touchdown here. Oh,
neck tackle. Either way, great decision, Luke. Good athleticism. We like that. You're cooking.
You're saying, well, yeah, the defense is getting run on, but they've had opportunities to stop them. Maybe Luke K's legs are the secret. Oh, he doesn't quite get there.
Nope. When did they score on this one? Does it take till third? Do they get it before 4th and goal? They get it on 3rd and goal, right? No, is that toss on? Yeah, dude. They almost didn't get that touchdown.
They almost didn't get there.
I was sweating it. Yes, that's high and fast. That snap. Yep.
Yeah, bad snap. Kind of messed up the timing. Miami's just triggering downhill on inside runs. All right. Little bunch of trips. Running back in the backfield. Go back to that toss. He doesn't drop it this time. Get a touchdown.
Good luck. Better blocking. Well done. Good call, Mikey.
Yeah, I like that look.
And they did too. I mean, they had that wheel later off of it that I thought was a good call too. That was just, I think the running back got egregiously held. But dude, 14-7. You're feeling good. I felt good personally. And then, you're getting just bitched up again.
You really need these linebackers. Specifically, this is Cam Riley's gap.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to come into it. You need to have communication that this guy's going to get this, right? They're trying to hit this inside gap. This linebacker needs to hit the inside gap to buy this guy time to make the tackle. And he just doesn't.
At this point, Kev, it's almost like it's almost like how you defend the triple option. It was like you got to take away the dive, take away the interior. And if they bounce it on you, at least you're giving your defense more time to react. But they never took away the interior run off this concept. They just got beat up the middle over and over and over again.
And this is on Cam Riley. This is on the linebacker. He needs to collision this. He catches it. Last time he came up too far, got caught in no man's land. But either way, it's a lack of aggression. He's guessing. He doesn't know what he's looking at. He needs to be there. If he collisions this hard, you have a chance of stopping this play. He doesn't. So blame the defensive line all you want. Most of these have been on linebackers being apprehensive to trigger downhill. And in my estimation.
Yeah, and like you said, we don't know if it's fear of making a mistake. You're not comfortable with the scheme. I don't really want to use that as an excuse when you're on game 8, but it's just it is depressing that Miami didn't really ever have to do anything different the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, it's been duo this whole time. It's been the same play over and over. Again, you've got double team here. He's going to work up to here. You need him collisioning. There's a concept that Kirby Smart talks about. It's called putting your face in the fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to reach around this guy to make a tackle, that's the wrong thing. Your job in this play is not to make the tackle. Your job in this play is to hit this dude on his outside shoulder as absolute hard as you can. You need to stick your face in the fan.
Yeah, that's a good rep there too. That's a good rep, but yeah, I'm with you. It's almost like I kind of wish our linebackers were dumber. Like I wish they would want to run and hit things. You know what I mean? Go full Gronk mode. I want them to just run into things and make collisions.
And I think this is Earl Little does a really good job of filling. This is the best I've seen a safety fill from depth.
Oh, good breakdown. Yeah, absolutely. This would be a nice little renaissance from him, right? We got him from Alabama, limited time on the field, thought he was going to be your starting nickel, did not do well there, and getting some good reps in safety, particularly in like run fill stuff. It's needed because Conrad Hussey has not had a great year so far.
So AZ does exactly what he's supposed to do. He attacks outside shoulder here, but unfortunately, he gets held pretty good. Yeah. And he's able to get outside of him because his job is to not let anybody outside of him. Mm-hmm. He does a good job attacking. Do they call a holding here?
They didn't call many.
Yeah, he gets held out there.
Edwin Joseph looked pretty aggressive on the outside too.
Right. Yeah. They're trying to do a good job out here. He kind of gets thrown to the ground, it looks like. Because ideally you turn this guy back in here and it's no gain. So pretty good job.
And the effort's there. I mean, it's just
inconsistent, right?
Yeah, it really is. Oh, what is going on? Oh, God, you got to finish this off. You got to finish this off. Can't catch it. It's just too much time. Like that, you can't blame that on the secondary. Too much time for those guys to be in coverage. Just, okay, Pat Payton held like his life depended on it.
But I mean...
Yeah, dude, that's just ridiculous from Cam
Ward. Yeah.
Tip your cap. That's tough.
Daryl Jackson needs to make that tackle.
Yeah.
But you're making him run around. You're making him do all these things.
You're making life hard on him, which you got to give him credit. One of the only teams this year that has made life hard on this kid. But that's just good decision by him. Trying to play the game.
Yeah, this is what Cam does with his legs. He just takes the easy yards.
He's got a good mind for the game.
Yeah, I would have liked to have him.
I don't want to praise him too much because I know we're going to send Kev spiraling because we've talked about it a lot in our group chat.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan that he's not on your sideline.
Yeah, me neither, bud. All right, 3rd and 2.
Look, 2 safeties back, you make the play. You finally do something. I mean, this is just Daryl Jackson being a grown man, winning that double team. Daniel Lyons wins the double team. I don't know if they get the first down, but you stop them with one less guy.
You do. They got 1 yard. I mean, they're going to get it here. But like you said, that's the difference when they're running duo. Oh, man, did Daryl look like he did a good job on that, too? Got some penetration.
He did.
Just Josh gets washed inside.
But your linebacker's kind of avoiding contact here. Blake Nicholson jumps outside, even though it looks like this guy's already got outside gap. So it kind of looks like he just runs away from this guard.
Yeah, 61's like, thank you for doing that.
And right, he just blocked himself. Like, these
Mhm.
linebackers keep blocking themselves. Yeah, I think he's supposed to hit here, and I think he just doesn't. Again, I think that's just a linebacker. We've seen it from 3 different linebackers now. I think just on this drive.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one unit I'm going to ask on Florida State's defense to see if they can execute consistently over and over again, it's like, well, just like how Georgia Tech did, you attack the linebackers. Now this is better.
Yeah, and it's because he gets upfield. I mean, look at the linebackers here. We stuff their run. Cam Riley's still catching a little bit, but Blake Nicholson shows off the athleticism.
Look at this. Jackson gets blown off the ball and then sticks with it. Like, that's what when you're getting those, just sticking with that block makes all the difference. Like, he loses this rep initially, battles back, stays in, and he makes an impact on the play. That's a great rep.
I think that's Josh Farmer.
Oh, yep. Is it? Oh, well, never mind. Yep. Okay. Good job. Whatever. All the things I said about 6, 5 did. Great job, Josh.
Yeah, I hate that they were on the same number.
And then this just...
Yeah, I mean, you're getting some pressure. You're making them move around, work up in the pocket. And it's just... I think okay. I don't know if we'll get another look at this. They showed another look in the game. But if not, I can kind of... So this is a cover 4, and he's playing very soft. So usually in a cover 4, those in-breaking routes would, like an in-breaking route from the outside, the corner's going to play outside leverage, so he's expecting the safety to kind of break on it. I don't really know what the safety's looking at.
Oh, he's drifted, man. It's just drifting. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just drifting, right? He needs to be aware. Either he needs to be watching number 3 on this side for any crossers, right? Sometimes that's his responsibility, or he needs to be watching here. I don't really know what he's looking at. Looks like he's looking at the quarterback.
I think he's just trying to, he's just trying to watch the quarterback as opposed to the guy breaking inside it.
I think he's worried about a late crosser. So Miami has done these things where they'll like kind of work their way all the way across, and because Cam Ward can find 8 years in the pocket. But still, like in a traditional cover 4, this guy breaks on that. That's a pick. Like that should not be throwable.
I don't want to say we're playing spooked of Cam Ward, but they're giving him a lot of respect. A lot of respect. Respect there to that rep.
Yeah, that's Daryl Jackson being Daryl Jackson. That's him being his best.
Was Peyton supposed to go inside there? Was that a stunt that just didn't happen, or like was that just Daryl? Like,
yeah, I think my best. Yeah, it looks like probably.
Like, I don't know what 11's doing. I know what Daryl's. He's trying to work to the outside, and he's being a terrorist. I love it, man.
Yeah, you just think, where's this been all year?
Yeah, it has been. He's looked good in this game when they're playing games on the defensive front, right, Kev? Like him just shooting out to the outside. He's becoming a force in the pressure game.
Yeah, I mean, you take it. He's got a build that just you don't see very often. It's just, can you get him to play like this consistently?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe they're not. I don't think they are playing a game. I think Daryl just wanted to go outside to get some pressure on the quarterback. Then Florida State mugging up again. Shaheem is a little late.
Yeah, so you're bringing more than they've got, right? But that means that you are just true man on pressure. This feels like a big
cushion.
A big cushion, but I think part of what this bet is is that they're not going to throw this because they might be worried about this.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been a good time to go back on your, earlier play call
and actually drop 20. Yeah.
You drop somebody, right? Drop someone back here. But they don't. He's hedging his bets that this is a deeper route, and he just gets beat inside.
Yeah, and there's not that threat.
Again, they're just playing very soft. But what's interesting is at the top of the screen, they're not. They're breaking on these balls.
Seen that a couple times tonight where half the field's playing one technique, the other half's playing another. I mean, you saw on the second drive they switched to press, and now they're playing off again.
Well, it depends on the play, right? They can
Right.
press when they have two safeties back. When they have no safeties, I mean, you can't press here, right? That's a touchdown.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I mean, you could try. It's just very, very risky. But
and you have to give it to Cam too. You force the quarterback to make a decision. He immediately made the right one and got a great, accurate throw. Not a lot of college quarterbacks are doing that consistently over and over and over again. Like that's
yeah, and you'd
solid.
like to get Shaheem Brown to get his hands up. Mess with the throwing angles, make it a little bit harder.
No deflections this year. A lot of deflections last year, not so many this year.
I think I skipped on accident.
Nah, it's all right. 50 minutes in.
50 minutes in?
Yeah, dude. It's been flying by, brother.
Time flies.
Yeah,
all
when
right.
you're watching this stuff.
All right. So I don't know if we even get the next play. Or if it's just
the wonders of a condensed game.
Oh. Yeah, I guess Cam scrambled. And they ran out of time, so you force a field goal. You're going to half. Things could be a lot worse.
I was telling multiple group chats. I was like, "You told me 17-7 and a half. I take it with us getting the ball as well." All right, what do you got here offensively?
Yeah, nice little play action. Luke's shown that he's probably at his best when he's on the move. You can kind of ignore the interior offensive line.
Good job by Landon Thomas sitting down in that little zone, right? That's nice. We've seen the receivers this year drifting towards being covered in a situation like that. Good to see Landon Thomas not, right?
Yep. And Luke K's legs force this guy up really fast. And again, that buys some room to make this throw.
You like that? You're cooking. This game wasn't that bad for a little bit.
I wonder why they didn't go back to that screen game, though.
Oh, like the wide receiver screen stuff? It seems like they had it installed on the second. They really only ever did it that second drive, and they never went back to it.
Yeah. I don't know why. You get a hat for a hat inside. Miami brings a blitz, but it's late. And you do a good job blocking it.
Yeah, Mo gets to the second level. They would like to engage on that block a little bit longer, but that's a win. That's a good rep.
The offensive line is genuinely blocking better. At least by what we've seen, but we are cherry picking the more successful plays.
Yeah, we haven't seen that many plays on Florida State's offense. As we say that, 63 in the backfield. Yeah, he just gets smushed.
Because you potentially have something there, but he couldn't step into the throw. Look, Miami's doing the same thing, right? They're showing all this pressure, and they might drop out of it. I don't actually know if they do or not. Yeah, see a couple guys drop out.
Yeah,
in case he threw a slant or something.
Because they know that they don't need 6 to get pressure with this offensive line, right?
Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of the game you play. FSU's been loving this little curls concept.
What do you think about it? What do you think about the passing concepts in general?
I mean, I've just seen this so many times that it feels
like the defense was ready for that concept as well.
Yeah, I mean, you get a nice little push off by Kentron Portier, and he's open. There's just a 3-man rush that gets in Luke's face. Yeah, I think a more seasoned quarterback will step in and throw this football, though.
Yeah, because once you reset, you do have some space to make a throw. Just he's fighting for his life mode right after this in the Duke game. 4th and 3 to Morlock. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Really good job getting the ball out. Let's see. Yeah, you see this guy. You're essentially high-lowing this guy, right? If he drops with this receiver, then you're hit underneath. He does just enough for you to hit it.
Good depth of the route by Morlock to get by the sticks.
Yeah, good catch.
Yeah, good throw too. Nice, accurate throw. What you needed.
So you're in 3rd and 9. So I assume you ran it a couple times.
Something.
He's a ball player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's scrappy. Dumps it off to Toafili. Break the tackle.
Yeah, he buys you yards and you get a 4th down call.
4th and 2. I wonder if this is. Yep. This one hurts me.
So it's the same formation we've seen over and over and over again. It's actually a tackle over formation, right? So this is a tight end. That's a tackle. So you get 2 tackles on that side of the field. So you've gone to this pitch. 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 Now you fake the pitch. These guys all step up. And you get...
Oh, yeah. And then Toafili gets mugged on the wheel.
Right. So you get a one-on-one with Lawrence Toafili running against their linebacker in space. And I don't think that he's allowed to grab your receiver as he's running downfield.
No, probably not. Holding him by his waist as if it's a pre-homecoming picture on the stairs. That's not allowed.
So people will point out that there's a receiver open over here. And I 100% agree that he should throw it. But his first read, what they're looking to hit is this wheel route. And he probably sees this hold and gets rid of the ball. He says, that should be pass interference. I'm going to take the 1st down.
And there's a dude right in his face, too.
Like, that's a hold. That's just a hold.
Yeah. You got screwed there. These refs sucked. Whatever. It is what it is. I like the call. He set it up. It was good philosophy. Like you're trying to manufacture an explosive with a very, very inconsistent offense. Could have got the game to 17-14. Just got screwed, man.
Yeah, it seems. All right, so you're doing the same thing. You're bringing extra guys. You're playing the soft man coverage.
They love bringing Joseph on pressures. It looks like he's like their secondary blitzer guy.
Yeah, I would like to see one of these, like him to drop back. Like I would like for you to take this away. You know, this is the obvious first step.
I feel like Knowles. He does good. I'd like to maybe make more inside contact, but I like him getting physical. It's just maybe blow it up to the inside more.
Yeah, it seems you need to know where your help is, right? So in this case, the unblocked guy is him, so you need to funnel the ball to him. But you know,
almost
compared to Shaheem Brown, who just kind of plays patty cake over here, it's hard to complain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like it. That's the thing. It's the story of almost. They're almost like there on a lot of these reps. Did they get the first on that? 4th and 1. Yeah, it don't matter. Kid bounces it. Martinez is a pretty good running back.
Yeah, you can see they've hit inside, hit inside, hit inside. Now this safety's not trusting that these linebackers are doing their job. So he can bounce outside and there's no safety help because he's biting hard here.
And you almost don't blame him based on what you've seen, right? And 4th and 1, the situation. That's just that's a good cut by the running back, good awareness.
And a good play by Kevin Knowles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a very long comeback. Yeah, I mean, you're bringing guys. You get guys just sitting there. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe those were spies. You were worried about Cam leaking out, but
good tackle by Cypress. I mean, you're making Miami work for it more. This seems to be that's a good. I mean, we've been getting killed by this all year, right?
Yeah, just really stressing the linebackers. Can you get out there? Because, you run it. Now they're actually triggering like it's a run, and you leak this guy. he needs to be aware enough to know that, oh, he's not blocking. He's not adding an extra gap on the line of scrimmage. He's going out here, so I need to follow. So it's one of those things where if you're playing behind, if you're not like this is a symptom of playing of being slow to recognize the game, right?
Yep.
Now that you've been gashed a few times with a run, you're guessing. You're saying, I'm going to come hard towards the run. Well, then they just release for a pass, right?
Right.
Like, you do stop them. Yeah, you're making them work. I mean, the game's still within reach if your offense can find any hope.
Yeah, they put it together a little bit. I thought Toafili looked pretty decent in the run game. Let's see if they get any.
Yeah, I mean, it's an okay run.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just fine. It's all just fine.
It's blocked well. A great running back beats this guy to the edge and scores a touchdown, you know. Ashton Jeanty, this is his dream, right? Like a one-on-one with a, you know, safety in space.
Just vision, dude. We just don't. It's not our strong suit. But that's still, you'll take it on first down. It's a successful play for this offense. 2nd and 6.
Okay, I really like this play. So we didn't show it, but earlier in the game, you ran this RPO glance, and this guy was taking away the inside hard. And so we pulled it and we threw it, but the defender was there. So you know, if you're running RPO glance, he's going to be inside shade. So what do? You run an RPO go, and if he's going to be inside shade, that opens up the go over the top. So now you can run your RPOs and throw it over his top.
With the receiver pretty adept at catching that route over his career at Florida State, right? This is an awesome play. This is a great throw, nice catch, really good execution, great mindset behind it, Kev. Like you said, nice adjustment. It's really, what do you think about that? Should that have maybe been a give there?
Yeah, so it's when in doubt, give the ball, right? Since he's slow.
Got to see what he's looking at though, right?
Generally, if he's slow to make a decision, you give it, right? Because you want the running back to have the ball. He's named a running back for a reason. It's probably a big run if you give it, but you know,
still successful play. 4th and 4 again. Something bad.
Get the 3rd and 4, and then 4th and 4. So
yeah, just teleport right to 4th down. I don't know. What was that motion from number 9? What's going on there?
Yeah, some confusion here. So you're an empty, right? You're trying to clarify Miami's looks just like them earlier.
What they did to you.
And then, well, you did. You clarified their looks. And then you got yourself all confused again because they're double teaming one guy when there's
5 on 5, right?
Right. You have a very clear 5 here to block. I don't understand this miscommunication. The reason you went empty is to clarify this. Who is on this person?
Rizzy just never turns his head, man. I don't know if they're just getting shell shock from getting beat 1-on-1 and they just rather go for the double team. But yeah, you gotta pop the guy on the inside, but keep your head open for any blitzers, right?
Yep. It doesn't help that 75 just kind of gets. I mean, that's just, I don't even know. That's not. What's going
on, Keandre? I don't like that. I don't really like that set from the very beginning, honestly.
Yeah, he kind of trips over Lawrence Toafili, and then it just kind of falls apart.
Oh, dude, that should have been holding anyway. Yeah, that's awful. That's really. There's no power. There's no anchor. It looked like crap from the beginning. Yeah, that sucks for Luke, man. Just another great throw. Great throw wasted. It's on a couple of these drives, Kev. They had something with Landon Thomas. They had his legs. They had that great RPO throw to Ja'Kai Douglas, and the inconsistency. It's just
the linebackers here do a much better job collisioning, kind of helping gum that up, and then Darrell Jackson's able to get off and strip the ball. And because this is 2024, FSU does not fall on it.
Turnover luck is not a thing.
Man,
What do you see here, bud?
actually, I don't know. I think they've got a decent. Is this man? What is going on here?
What are they spying with Marvin Jones, right?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sold I know what's going on here, because at first I thought they were showing man to drop into some kind of zone. But then he would have to be manned up over here. And then like you see him peel off. So I thought maybe he had this like flat zone and he was just slow to get out there. I don't know. You're just letting inside releases happen.
Yeah, for free, man. Teams they know that the inside's open for business. The same way that teams will take that away from us to force higher completion, higher level of difficulty throws. It does not seem we do the same to other teams, right?
It has not been the case, right? So Miami was taking away the inside on those RPOs, making those RPOs impossible. And so it forced your hand to make a harder throw.
What's the methodology behind that? Do you play outside shade when is it all about for the limiting explosives getting run by you and you'll take it and kill? Like, is that part of the game plan? Is that a fuller specialty? Why do you think that is? Like, what do you think?
Generally you have more help inside. So there's two safeties. The idea is like if this guy comes inside, then this safety is going to be able to come down and make a play on it. So you're inviting him into your help. That's the idea. Because like this guy can't help on a fade.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have help inside, so use it.
Like you said, they were very like that's kind of the level of explosive play you saw in the pass game. You didn't really nothing over the top, so you can't fault it too much. It's just.
But like, what is this? These safeties aren't doing anything in the pass game. Is what's
they're not
bothering
helping.
me.
Yeah, they're funneling to help that's not very helpful. You know, they're just there.
Right. I mean, both of these guys just they're so worried about being beaten over top. He's releasing, and none of these guys are going vertical. Like, same here. They're both just bailing. And you're just really putting your corners on an island.
Your safety play has been very disappointing all year.
100%. I right now they've just been non-factors. They're not helping you in the run game. They're not doing anything in the pass game. The only thing they're doing is making sure that Cam Ward doesn't hit like a 50-yard bomb on you. But at a certain point, I mean, I say this and, maybe it was a worthwhile risk. Miami's only scored 23 points going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 75% of the game's done. It's only 23. So I mean, like you said, like these are active choices you made on the defensive side of the ball, and maybe we're just getting caught up in the details of the execution's not as great as it should be. But it is frustrating that
it's hard to watch. Is what's the problem? Yeah. Whether or not it's an effective defense is a different question. I mean, they're the 40th best-ish defense per advanced metrics, so not bad, but not FSU standard.
And not with the level of investment they have on that side of the ball, and especially with the lack of turnovers created, it really is a tough watch.
This is the thing. People are always like, oh, it's because they don't play enough zone. But the zone rate for turnovers for interceptions and man rate for interceptions are the same across the country. The difference is how they're playing man. They're soft. They're letting them release inside. They're hoping that the safeties make it play, and the safeties are bailing. They're running the ball well here.
They very much let everything develop and then they attack where there's just no proactivity. What do you got going on there? Okay, that's a good pull. It's a good pull from Mo, right?
Yeah, much better job. It's they're not pulling two people like they had been all season. Now we're just pulling one. It kind of eliminates those timing issues. And it's honestly looked a lot better this game.
They look like their first down run success rate was better than before. And we talked about it in the instant reaction. Like the run game was fairly successful all game. Obviously, we're seeing snippets from the condensed version, but it's just you wonder why they didn't stick with it a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah, run games are interesting because they actually, the more you run in a game, the more your yards per run tend to go up.
Yeah, so if you make the investment early game, like you start seeing some more dividends late. That checks with the eye test. It was just I don't know.
But I mean, they call these other plays and they're there. Landon Thomas just whiffs on this block and gets his guy killed.
Oh, yeah, that's brutal. That's the thing. They're getting looks. The looks are there. It's just with the inconsistency of the execution. 4th and 7, they bring 3. Dude.
It's just a go route. It's again, they're playing inside. So they're right. You can see it. You can see it very directly there. Miami's playing inside. Watch his hips turn. Boom. You're not throwing that. That's what they're saying. So you've got to go over the top, even though he might not be getting help. But we don't believe that you can make that throw. And maybe FSU believed that Cam Ward was going to make that throw.
He's still almost completed. I think the guy gets his hand in there at the end, so it's pretty good recovery by the linebacker. You'd really like your right tackle to have a better effort in the on the 3-man pass rush, right?
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I wasn't watching the line. Yeah, right tackle's getting help.
Come on, man! Like just play stronger. Just play
he's
stronger.
Not anchoring. Yeah, he's just kind of again being soft. He's just
it's a 2-man rush. It's a 2-man rush, and your quarterback's got to. I wonder if he could have stepped up in the pocket a little bit. I don't know.
But here's a recurring problem that's happening: tight end, wide receiver, anybody. Catch the ball with your hands, dude.
Oh, they don't attack it. They certainly don't attack it with their hands, and their timing. They suck at high pointing the ball. Like there was a.
Like if you catch it with the hands, him getting his hand here doesn't matter because you've caught it out here. But it hits his chest.
Yeah, it's a weird, I don't want to say passivity, but it's like you're not going to get the ball. You wait for it to come to you in the same way that the linebackers, nobody makes a play. They wait for the play to come to them. It's
because I was there and the ball's not perfect, but it's catchable. Ideally, the ball's thrown here. But good teams make this catch. And he's a true freshman. I don't want to get upset at him.
No. But
it's more a team-wide thing of why are so many of these guys trying to catch the ball with their chest? Like
right. It's something that you've noticed consistently. It's go out and get it, man. Go out and make the play. There you go.
This was by far their best yards per rush game.
Are you looking at the stats right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how many attempts did they have? It was like what, mid-20s?
Finally, we get a safety trigger on a pass play. And he chases this guy down from the other side of the field. Or maybe it's the running back.
That's a good play by Barker.
What was the question?
I was going to say, you said the highest yards per rush. How many attempts did they have?
28.
Yeah, 28. And I feel like they threw the ball like 30, 32, right?
32 times, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, kind of balanced, but a lot of those run plays were scrambles.
Yeah, that's true. And then you know what's funny? I remember talking about this on the instant too. If you take out the like the stupid like Luke fake run, like the EPA on the rush was pretty garbage too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody Saeem, I think, pointed that out on the instant. So don't want to get fooled again. I almost got fooled again thinking like that.
I believe you. Yeah, because their success rate's abysmal.
Yeah.
The second worst on the season.
Yeah, you take out that 42 yards of Kromenhoek and
that's how you get these good yards per play things. You get the occasional explosive.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2nd and 19. You get a stop. You collapse this pocket. Good job, Darrell Jackson, just fighting his tail off.
Yeah, man, great extension. Just still getting really good effort from that defensive line. My man's refreshed from the Turks and Caicos. He had that nice Caribbean vacation. Sun-kissed, feeling good.
And Miami runs it on. Oh wait, they got a 1st and 10.
I think there was they probably got a penalty or something, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think there was like a 5-yard holding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think that was on Blake. Was that the one where Norvell like looked to the sky? It could have been.
Yeah, again, does a really good job fighting, but the linebacker's not there to help him out, right? Cam Riley, look how, I mean, this guy's fighting his tail off, and this linebacker just kind of gets blocked, and no matter how much he wins, this gap is open.
There's just not another guy there to help him. Yeah. It's tough, man. This was a dirty game for the interior defensive line. They had to work really hard.
All right. Yep. Again, inside help. Where's the safety at? He's a little bit more in the mix of things, but he kind of gets stuck watching the first crosser. They're just beating you on these in-breaking routes.
It's just they never had to. Miami's offense never had to go to the second order of their game plan. Duo, in-breaking route, in-breaking out, in-breaking out, rinse, repeat. This little Philly, what is this Philly special thing or whatever? I don't know. Whatever. That is what it is, isn't it?
It's similar, right?
Whatever. Same concepts. Get them. Yeah. Put it on the Heisman. Put them on the Heisman highlight. Gotta have one. Brutal, dude. Because it's not like you got smoked early and often. You were in it. It's just that offense. And then, yeah, this is, I think Brock's back in the game. 3rd and 10, killed.
Yeah, you're just, the pass plays are taking a long time to develop. The offensive line is, I mean, you got 2 or 3 guys on the ground at any one point in time.
There's always like somebody looking at somebody. It's always awkward. It looks bad. You're getting smoked at multiple positions.
Yeah, I think we're good with this. I think I've seen enough.
Yeah, Brock gets a touchdown. That's fine.
Oh, he does. That's not this drive, is it?
No, it's the one after. But
let's watch that drive.
End on a high note. Sounds good to me. Back on the film.
Yeah, Miami goes down and scores mostly the same stuff.
Yeah, they put Brock in. It's like, yep, there you go. You don't need to see it. So roll him out immediately.
Yeah. Let's bypass that offensive line issue. 4th and 5.
I didn't realize he had to convert on 4th here. Run. There we go.
Yeah, if it wasn't for scrambles, I'm not sure.
Those rushing yards. And so you got 1st and 10. Are they doing anything particularly different with this? They said that they put Brock in because of the speed with which he could run the offense. Are you seeing anything particularly different when he's in compared to what they were doing with Luke here?
I mean, schematically, not really. It was just kind of a 4 verticals play.
That's a nice throw.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very similar look to what happened with Amari Williams before. He catches the ball this time with his hands.
It's a difference. Good job. Good response from the youngster. Okay, taking what he can on the field. Oh, God, I thought he was going to get killed there. I was getting nervous, and I've already seen this game. All right, you're running. I mean, it's true garbage time stuff. You get Malik Benson on the motion.
Yeah, you actually tried this earlier in the play. This is 100% offensive pass interference, but I think the refs just decided that
whatever.
It wasn't.
No, I think that actually looks like it's pretty well run, right?
Yeah, it's functionally pass interference, but not practically fashion.
There you go, and your two true freshman receivers get to see somebody else catch a touchdown. Free them youngins. Anyway, I don't know, man. The more I watch, I don't know if I'm more encouraged or less. I'm encouraged by the defensive performance. I hate that. I hate that we don't make it hard on the offenses. We force them to execute over and over, but we force them to execute really simple and easy concepts. Like we force them to execute plays that have like a 75% success rate. They just do it a million times. And I get the methodology of at this level, consistency is not something that's a given. But my God, is it frustrating to watch it over and over and over again. However, with that being said, in the order of magnitude of who's not doing their job, talking about the defense seems asinine. It doesn't seem to make any sense because this offense is truly, truly egregious. And I think you could tell from watching the condensed game, the ACC network didn't even consider putting that many Florida State offensive plays in because of how inconsistently terrible it was. It's just tough, dude. There's no relief in sight.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I
the
don't
more
know.
you watch it, the more it's just the same story. The offensive line
Yeah.
struggling. You've got young quarterbacks not seeing the field well. And you don't have too many wide receivers that are just winning one-on-ones. And when they do, are they catching the ball? So it's like, and honestly, this is something I'm not convinced the running backs are doing a great job seeing the
No.
field.
And they haven't all year.
So it's like, yeah, there's blame to be had for the offensive line, but I don't think the running backs or quarterbacks are helping them. There's blame to be given to the quarterbacks, but I don't think the wide receivers are helping them. Like, to be this bad, it's a wholesale systemic issue. This is something top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not a good offense. And like, I'm actually kind of glad that we didn't have to talk about them too much, because like, at the end of the day, how many times can we say, oh well, you missed one block and that's why you ran for 0 yards? Like,
Yeah, and the concerning thing is there's not like one guy being held down by the missed assignments of the position groups surrounding him. Every single unit on this team looks under and poorly coached. The running backs are missing cuts. The receivers aren't catching with their hands. The offensive line isn't executing. The quarterbacks, I can't even get an accurate evaluation of the quarterbacks. So most of the time they're running for their lives. They are not stepping into the pocket. Like, you'd want to see them have better pocket presence, but at this point they're terrified of getting annihilated. So that's it's tough to watch. It's tough to analyze because you're saying the same thing over and over. But once again, it seems every unit is being coached at a poor level, which is very concerning. Not so interesting to talk about because it's the same thing every play, but everybody's playing below their depth.
the interior defensive line is probably your best position group, but they were supposed to be at the beginning of the year. This was supposed to be 2 guys that are going to be drafted high. Like, these guys, they should be good, and they're okay. You know, your corners, 2 guys you expected to get drafted, they've been pretty good. Miami challenged them. What we missed was all of the throws that Cam Ward just wasn't able to make against Fintrell Cypress, against AZ Thomas. Like, they had genuine good coverage reps. We didn't get to watch them. So like, those 2 position groups are fine, but your linebackers are guessing. Your safeties are playing so soft. And I don't mean that in terms of like they need to be hitting people harder. I mean like
The technique.
Right, the technique. They're keeping a cap on the defense at all costs, and it's jeopardizing your run game because you're trusting your defensive line to win every rep, and that's just not realistic. Your defensive ends are fine. You know, Pat Payton, I think, has been a disappointment this year, but Marvin Jones Jr. is probably a little bit better than we expected him to be, which was average.
He's a little bit better than we expected, and probably worse than everybody else expected.
That's probably true.
You know what I mean? I mean, we watched the film at Georgia. That's the story of the season. Your teams your units preseason that were supposed to be great, all conference, all nation, have been fine. And your units that were supposed to be good have been bad. And your units that were supposed to be average have been god awful.
And the thing is, what's hard about it is like, it's hard to judge the defensive line because so many of these run plays, you need the safeties and linebackers to make the tackle ultimately. Mm-hmm. Like, if it was just the defensive line versus an offensive line, that's a 5-on-4 situation. They are down a person. They cannot make every tackle in the run game, and they shouldn't. And against Miami was double teaming and running inside. Like, your defensive ends aren't going to make tackles, and your defensive tackles aren't going to be able to break a ton of double teams and get a ton of tackles. It is up to the linebackers to make the tackles, and they didn't. And so that makes everybody else look bad, and it makes it hard to evaluate these other positions.
And the only thing that I can evaluate is that from the stuff that Miami was doing, no wonder why they didn't really treat it like a rivalry game. They didn't really have to get in their bag. They just did simple stuff over and over and over again. And that gives me, you guys probably already knew this, but don't have hope for the rest of the games this season, man. There's going to be some teams doing simple stuff on you over and over and over again, and you're not going to be able to stop it, and you're sure as heck not going to be able to do anything on the offensive side of the ball. However, we'll be here to break it down with you. We will show you what's going on. We will highlight the positive. There was some positive from this game, and we will highlight it. Things that you can build on for next year. We'll be here with you. I think we're going to be 3 strong next time. We'll get the big man Adam back, obviously. You're playing North Carolina this weekend. Mac Brown's never beat Florida State. For the love of God, can we just keep one historic streak alive this year instead of breaking them all negatively? We'll see together on Saturday afternoon. We'll be here with you for the instant reaction. As, of course, in the meantime, Noles247.com. Subscribe, get on the message board. Vent with all your current Noles, man. Just, we need it. You need it. Everybody needs it. Come together in one place of brotherhood and fellowship. Noles247.com, YouTube. Subscribe, notifications on. X's and Noles YouTube channel. Subscribe, notifications on. That's where all of our content's going to be. We love you guys. This sucks. We're here with you in the trenches. Happy Halloween and keep chopping.